Good evening, everybody. Outlook. It's been a while, but Summer League, we're in the midst of Summer's League, so we're gonna get straight to it. If you guys just finished watching what started off as kind of a slow, tough game to get through, everyone turned up in about 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We had an exciting overtime, and then we got to see one of the new rules implemented: the sudden death overtime in Summer League. So that was interesting. So we got Raymond Lyons here, Cardo Dudley Jr. I'm Wilson Turby Jr. Ray, we'll start with you. Just your thoughts on the Nets beating the Wizards 84-81 in sudden death overtime.
Yeah, man, that through really the first three quarters, that was that was tough to get through. But despite the offensive struggles, a good thing about summer league is guys are hungry. These are people they're either rookies or people basically auditioning for a job. So people still playing hard. The execution was just a miss. So yeah, man, a couple things. I think Kispert, he didn't have a great game. He missed a few shots, but I think the things that he does, they'll translate well. When the regular season starts and things kind of normalize. It's not like he's dependent upon just him getting the ball and going crazy, because of course I feel like people that kind of do that in summer league, that learning curve is going to hit when you when the real lights come on. So but he moves around the ball, he plays defense. He looks comfortable out there. The shots he did take, they were in rhythm. We were talking before we got on about the Wizards not having really a point guard right now in summer league due to guys being in protocol. So when he is out there with somebody who can set the table, the way he comes off screens and moves around the ball, they can get him the ball in rhythm, and he'll be more effective that way. Jordan Goodwin, he played well off the bench, gave him energy and spark. Also, Jamie, I don't want to mispronounce his name, Echenique. He had some valuable minutes. He was aggressive. He functioned well around the basket and was efficient. On the net side, Cam Thomas just did what he does, man. Cardell refers to him as a professional scorer, and that's exactly what he is. Even though the game was pretty rough in the early going, he found his footing and was able to put the ball in the basket. He made the shot to send it to overtime and then made the dagger to end the game. So that's what people got to look forward to from him. But just for the most part, what I'm looking for is just guys playing hard, being in tune with the game, being engaged, and as brutal as the game was in the early going, that's what we got. And that's good to see. Whether some of these guys have been in the G League or they end up on the Wizards, what they're bringing into the gym already. Effort, just having smarts about them, being in the right place, hustle. There was no shortage of that. So yeah, man. It's just things to take away from. Also, the Nets won the back-to-back. I don't know how many of those guys are used to that. Cam Thomas even brought it up in the post game that his legs were kind of gone away from him in the beginning of the game, but once he got into a flow and that blood started moving, he kind of settled himself and got into the swing of things. So it's you never want to overanalyze summer league too much, because it's summer league, man. Everybody knows what it is. It's guys just getting their first taste of NBA action. So yeah, man, we'll just see how this thing goes, and hopefully some guys can join the Wizards so they can have a semblance of a functional team, because right now operating without a true point guard is it's tough for them, and they haven't spent that much time together already. So we'll just see how that thing goes, man.
Cardo.
Yeah, Cam, that made me laugh. I'm like, all these Cam shooting, I done seen you wear, man. You worry about your legs, man. Suck that up. You 19, 20 years old, but no, I'm just joking. But on this, sloppy game with fatigue, they're hitting the players greatly now. Like Raymond said, both teams' point guard play and offensive flow left a lot to be desired. Let's just call it what it is, man. The Wizards missed Cassius Winston greatly at time. Well, for anybody that doubt what he brings, running the point guard, running the team, he excels at. If you don't know that, go back and watch film of him at Michigan State. That's not an issue for him. They need him badly. I like the three late to tie the game by Kispert. He was drafted obviously to knock down perimeter shots. He didn't shoot it well, but he had a big one with no hesitation late in the game, which shows me he has mental toughness. And it's like the old Ray Allen mentality, man. It's not on me. I didn't really miss the shot. Something's wrong with the rim. That's the type of shooter you have to be for what they're looking for to impact the game for the Wizards, because they have so many with the trades, and so they have so many dynamic, guys that can put the ball on the home, create. He's gonna be wide open. You see what I'm saying? So he ain't got time to get depressed and get down on himself or whatnot. He gonna have to really have he's really going to have no conscience, to stay on the floor, because that's what he was drafted for. The Wiz would dominate on.
Did he freeze?
I think so. But I'll pick up where he was. Yeah, they got dominated on the glass a little bit. Are you back? Cool.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yeah, we're good now.
Yeah, they got dominated on boards 58-39, and they couldn't defend without fouling. They picked up 29 fouls. I know Summer League 10, you foul out or whatnot, but still, those are not good habits to establish in Summer League, especially if you try to move in the training camp and crack the roster. But the Wiz were active on defense. They had 12 steals. Jamie Nchenige was a bright spot for the Wizards with his inside scoring. He's an old school technician, big on the block. He was scoring through double and triple teams at times. He finished with 17 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. He had a hell of a night. Mason Jones out of Arkansas was solid off the bench with 13 points and 3 of 5 shooting. 1 of 3 from 3, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. He had some big free throws late to keep the Wizards ahead. Well, I think he did it tied up before they went to overtime. Those were really the 2 bright spots for the Wizards side. On the net side, David Duke, his defense was off the charts, man. It's clear he's using that in to try to stick in the league. If the Nets don't keep him, then somebody will, because he's strapping the hell out of the ball today. He proved it, and he went in there, got gritty and grabbed 7 rebounds. So he was big on the defense, man. He did his job. Another Nets rookie that shined in my eyes was Kessler Edwards out of Pepperdine. He's one to keep an eye on. I love his talent. He's a super athletic forward. He can defend multiple positions. To me, the 2 through the 4, and he thoroughly outplayed the Wizards front line, with the exception of Nchenige. On one play, he bit on Isaiah Todd's pump fake. He landed, hustled back in the play, and blocked Todd's layup attempt. His range defensively is crazy with his. I know he's 6'8", but his length and athleticism is scary. So I know he can make an impact that way. If he stick. And obviously the man of the hour is Cam Thomas. He finished with a game high 31 points, hit the 3 to force the second sudden death overtime. Then he hit the runner. With Kispert guarding him, he got the look that he wanted. That's a knock on Kispert in college and coming out of college. The scouting report is he's not a good defender. One-on-one. Help side, yes, he makes the right reads, but he's limited because of his athleticism. So, out of all the guys on the floor, the Nets picked him out. And if you don't know, watching film of the Wizards last year, watching a certain player that they was counting on in the same role that they would be counting on him, that ain't a fun position to be in where they keep seeking you out to try to torture you. You know what I mean? He's going to have to figure that in and out to stay on the floor, because if he's not hitting shots like tonight when the regular season comes and they're picking on him, they're going to have to sit him down. He's not bringing anything to the game to help them win. He's a liability right there. But Cam got the switch from the ball and hit the runner to win the game, man. He's a professional scorer. I've been scouting him since he was in the 10th grade. At Oak Hill, and then obviously with Boo Williams, top 100 camp, with the top players in the country. He puts the ball in the hole. I've been saying he's Lou Williams since high school, because that's who he reminds me of. They just find a way to get the ball in the bucket. All 3-level scorer. They're good at using their bodies to create space, man. In both hands, mid range, crafty with their shots. The type of shots that's a runner with the game on the line from 3-point range with a guy contesting. You feel what I'm saying? That's craftiness, and like he said, I work on those shots. You see what I'm saying? He's not as athletic as Lou Williams was when Lou Williams came out of high school, right? Because Lou Williams was winning dunk contests and all that. But putting that ball in the hole and scoring wise, he got in the spades, man, and it that's his NBA skill. That's why they drafted him. And it ain't like the Nets hurting. I mean, when the real Nets team come in the season, it ain't like they hurting for offense. So now you add this kid, that, and that's gonna be in the mix with them. I mean, look, man, it's a lot of buckets. It's hard to guard, man. That's why I see him kind of playing the Lou Williams role. Because one thing he has to improve on that he is weekend running a team. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes he can get tunnel vision and just look for his. That's something he got to improve in. And that's something Lou Williams had to improve in. And as you saw over time, he learned how to run the team, especially like with the Clippers and all that. He learned how to run the team and still get his, which made him a lethal six man. So I think that with the Nets, I could see him kind of playing that role. I'm talking about Cam Thomas playing that role for the Nets because obviously we all know who's going to be starting on the perimeter in the backcourt. So with him coming off the bench with those guys, depending, they move KD to the 4 or 5, and then you got Harden. And I mean, good luck, dog. What you going to do defensively, man? Because this kid can already score, and that's his NBA skill. That's what got him drafted high in the first round. You know what I'm saying? Getting buckets. And he proved it tonight, man. And with some big time shots, and I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm not. I'm just disappointed that the Wizards didn't deny him. I would have tried to get David Duke to take that shot because he was off all night. And then you basically in an isolation position with a killer, and he's been that at every level so far. So yeah, it was the ending was kind of predictable, but all in all. Like y'all said, it was a tough game to watch for about 3 quarters, but it ended great. And that's what Summer League is all about.
Yeah, and like you said, just to add on a little bit, the good thing for him while he gets time over the first couple of years of his career to learn how to run a team. If you guys that are wondering why they kind of won that bid to go land something like a Patty Mills, it takes the pressure off that kid from having to do something like that early on. You can learn how to. I enjoyed Day'Ron Sharp. I've been watching a lot of the Brooklyn's game. And again, like the theme of that team outside Cam Thomas, you guys see the theme, right? Outside of Cam Thomas, like y'all better strap. Like that's your calling card. We don't need, and we don't like anything else is a bonus. Like it seems like they're trying to get a whole bunch more Bruce Brown type mindset type dudes, fit them type of roles on that roster. Like you guys said, they got the scoring thing covered, man. It's to stopping other people and being able to limit other people while some of the bigger guns get some rest. But it was fun watching that. And then for the Wizards, like I think Ray, we talked about the other day, like with Kispert, this is part of it. I'm sure he's gonna be so happy to get to training camp when there's some, you'll have point guards on the floor for him to make things a little bit easier. Yeah, and better players, honestly. But obviously for somebody who makes a living, you're talking about his, Cam Thomas NBA skill, Corey Kispert, his skill set. You depend on other people being able to find you. There are times he's coming and credit him because off the ball, he knows what he's doing, playing off the ball, reading the game right, finding ways to get open. Yeah, I implore any of you. I know they only got one more game. I think on Sunday at 4. If you get a chance while watching the game, it's not to badmouth any of the facilitators or the lack of facilitators on the team at the moment. But watch Kispert when he doesn't have the ball. It's not like he's standing still. He's constantly moving. It's just they don't have a facilitator that recognizes, 2 steps away from when he's setting his man up to get free. And like you said, Cardell, regardless of, having an off shooting night, what have you, there was no hesitation knocking down that 3 of the assists from Austin Hollins to tie the game at 74. He didn't think about it at all. He knows what he's there for. And yeah, the other thing is just watching folks scrap. And this is the other thing for the Wizards Summer League team. We saw all the bodies they just brought in. It's going to be hard to crack that roster. It just is what it is. Like it was going to be hard anyways. When you just went and got 5 rotation players. Keep calling what it is, right? You're auditioning for other teams, and there's nothing wrong with that. The Wizards aren't the only summer league team where that's what's going on. That's what summer league is. You're auditioning for the league. Unless you're a first round pick or You already know you're a part of someone's plan, or you're year two. Somebody like a Trey Jones, you're year two in the system. That's different. But you're auditioning for other folks. And I'll give Xavier Wright the Mays a little bit of credit. When he came in late in the game, he kind of helped a little bit with some of the ball movement, finding folks kicking the ball ahead at times. But again, it's tough for them out there without without natural facilitators, man. It was a very tough game to watch, like you guys said. Do you guys have anything you want to add? Because I felt like you guys got most of it. All right. So before we leave, as always, quick word for folks over at Ooze and Us. To our loyal guests and community, after many years of being your go-to place for food and family, we're taking a momentary pause to make some exciting new upgrades to our U Street home. The space is getting an upgrade, deep clean, and a good dose of elbow grease. While we may be getting some new bells and whistles, what will never change is our commitment to great food and serving you, our guests. See you back here in about a week. Visit our Georgia Avenue location today. That's 5933 Georgia Avenue, Washington, D.C. 211 is the zip code. We will see you guys in just a little bit because Wizards Summer League, Mystics are back. The Commissioner's Cup is on tonight for you WNBA fans. Check that out. And you guys have a great evening.